Good morning. I figured we would do a blue kind of look for today since wearing blue, color matching. So we'll start with one of my favorites. We're using the Prince Let's Go Crazy palette, as we can see. And we'll just do it here really quickly, so I'll go through what I'm using, put it on, and then give you a close-up look when we're closer to done. So I'm going to start with Alphabet Street. This is in the top left. And we're just going to put this on our brow line here. I'm using a C brush because that will give me the best coverage. And I like using warm shades along with cold shades because I have pink and blue tones in my skin, and those help make the look blend better with my skin tone. I might suggest when color blending with an outfit to do the same thing, making sure while you're using different colors that you match them with your skin tone, because sometimes they can be a little bit overwhelming if you don't pair them correctly. I'm just going to make sure those are even. Good, and then we're going to move on. I like to clean my brush in between just so I don't have them blend too much, because I'll go through and blend at the end. And we're going to go through and we're going to use Computer Blue, which is on the very right at the end, top row. And we're going to use that in our crease. Again, still using the C brush. It is okay if this gets on your lower lid. You can always clean up afterwards. You see that nice blue and orange contrast that you get there? Really makes this color pop. Okay, and then last but not least, I really love the color on the bottom right, Indigo Nights here. And so this will be our little sparkle element on the bottom. Now the trick with sparkles is you press and move, because otherwise they're going to end up all over your lower area here, and it makes a great big mess that you have to clean up later. So press and move. And if you feel like you need more, that's totally okay. Especially when you're using a primer, sometimes you'll have this little lighter area down at the bottom. If you're going to line, that's totally okay. But if you want to make sure that's fully covered, just make sure you go through and do another area of press and hold. Okay? Alright. Then we're going to go through and we're going to line. And then I like to do my brows last because they're kind of the finishing touch. But I do my brows a little bit differently. I do them with a shadow rather than a brow pencil. So I'm going to use the Born to Run palette. And I'm a little bit more of a redhead that it's easier to see. You can kind of see it up top here. It's easier to see in the summer. So I like to do a shadow brow because then it blends better, and then I can kind of customize how light or dark I want to go based on the shadow that I'm wearing and based on the outfit that I'm wearing as well. So today I think I'm going to go just a little bit on the lighter side, and I think I'm going to use Riff, because Riff is a little bit closer to my skin tone and it's not going to be nearly as dark. So here's the one I'm going to use. It's in the top here. Okay. And we're going to start and just kind of tease upward. So we don't want a lot on our brush. And we're just going to start from here. We're going to start on the inside of our brow line, and we're just going to add a little bit and brush up. See how we're adding color gently? If we add too much, it's going to overdo it. But if we start and just press and gently flick upward, that helps it not be overwhelming. You can always go back and adjust later. But I like to start with a nice dark section in the inner corner and then kind of brush it out, because you're building that shape there. And I grew up with shadow brows just because I've always had that kind of odd coloring that it's hard to find a brow pencil that matches. And and so I've done shadow brows for years. So make sure your brows are even. If you have a little bit to clean up, you can. You can always use your finger, or you can use a cleaning cloth. It's entirely up to you. But that's probably the easiest shadow brow you'll ever do. Inside, flick up, and out. And that is my preferred brow. You can always add a little bit of glitter if you're feeling particularly fancy that day, or if you're going somewhere. I'll show you real quick. And then if I wanted to add glitter, I would prefer a different brush. So I usually have 2 brushes at my disposal at all times, even if I'm traveling. My C brush and my liner brush. So this guy is the one that I would use to add glitter anywhere, even if I'm doing an accent. So I'm going to do a little bit of a gold accent, and I'm just going to add that on the center. And that way when the sun hits your brow, you get just this extra little oomph there. You don't have to add a lot, but you can see when you change light, you get just a little bit extra special. You can always too, if you want to pick a sparkle that goes with your look and match it with your brow, you can mix your colors. So here that sparkle that I used was Stranded, and I'm mixing it with a little bit of Breakaway. And I'm just going to put this on my inner corner to tie my look together. I always like using this smaller brush for the inside so I have more control over where that sparkle goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day.